What keeps you awake at night? I mean, you read the news, you see what happens in the world. Is there anything that does?
No, I sleep. I love to sleep.
Okay.
I have no trouble sleeping.
Okay.
You know.
And what do you think about the politics of this world and where we're at as a society?
Oh,
because
God.
you're a deep guy.
I don't know. I think it's everything. Being a history major, everything goes in cycles. And so there'll be corrective swings no matter what happens. I just hope that nothing too disastrous happens in the swing that we're in right now in terms of the retreat, reactionary, fear-mongering, retreating that a lot of the countries are doing now. So that's not the most fun, to pay attention to. So hopefully that will change, and the new world order will rear its head again.
Does your knowledge of history make you feel comfortable that it is a cycle?
Well, the first law of spirit in my experience is acceptance. So, I just as soon accept what's going on in the world and do the best I can to just keep putting positive vibes and do what I can to assist people to be better at it. At one point people were questioning why, at a certain stage, my partner and I were doing a lot of this kind of training in the aerospace industry in the U.S. People building bombs and jets and all that kind of stuff. People said, "Do you feel uncomfortable about that?" And I said, quite frankly, people do as much damage in a personal relationship with each other as even wars do to people. So I said, pick your battles, if you will. And also, I discovered in the longer term, just philosophically, I guess, or maybe spiritually, I figured if I can help people feel more in control of their life, more stable, then that will minimize their interest in doing those negative things. Because in my experience is most people, actually anybody, kind of like I never met him, Will Rogers, I never met a man I didn't like. It's kind of like everybody's really got a good thing to them. You and I were talking. I mean, when you sit and connect with people, you find out they're just people.
Yeah.
And so just connecting to the peopleness and letting people get more in control of their own life, GTD helps do that tremendously. Get in the driver's seat again. And then that builds a lot of confidence of self. And confidence of self will then usually make you a lot freer and more comfortable being as good a person as you really are.
Yeah. When I learned transcendental meditation, there was the Maharishi, I think, that was teaching it. And they always suppose something called the Maharishi effect, that if 1% of the population knew this, it would calm everyone down. You think GTD has that possibility as well?
I don't know. It's a nice thought.
It's a nice thought.
Well, in a way, people often ask, well, how does GTD affect an organization? I say, well, any one person in an organization gets GTD, it affects every single intersection that person has. So how many people are you intersecting with, Brian, on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, right? And so you doing this is going to affect, it's going to move you up the food chain, with every one of those relationships. It doesn't mean they're necessarily going to do it, but you're going to be keeping track of what they're doing you care about and what you have committed to that they care about. And that just builds trust, right, in the relationships that you have with everybody. And so we've watched this happen sort of osmotically. As people start to catch this, it affects their whole ecosystem around them. And when two or more are gathered, that's really cool.
Right, yeah. We're gonna have to definitely think about some company-wide GTD.